Hello everyone, I am Abhinav Saxena. I have secured 522nd rank in UPSC Civil Services exam 2017. You are watching me on Delhi Knowledge Track and I am going to talk about how I improved my scores between the 2016 and 17 exams. Before coming to my strategy of public administration, let me tell you my background. I have done MBA in Public Services Management and E-Governance. So the reason for choosing public administration was because it had an overlap with some of the subjects and some of the chapters that I had covered during my MBA. And the other reason for choosing my specialization in MBA was also because I wanted to do preparation for civil services, and I had made up a mind that I will be choosing public administration, my optional. Now let's first talk about the paper 1 of public administration. It covers introduction to public administration as a discipline, how it evolved. Then it has subjects about thinkers, which are the most important subjects. It deals with organizational behavior, it deals with PSUs, and it also deals with e-governance and some techniques of administrative improvement. So for thinkers, you have to refer to sources like Prasad and Prasad. You can refer to some class notes if you have joined any coaching. I referred to Vajiram's class notes. I referred to Prasad and Prasad only in the 2017 attempt when I wanted to enrich my content. For topics like e-governance, you can refer to government's websites. You can refer to NEGP website, which is National E-Governance Plan. For techniques of administrative improvements, again you have to refer to authentic sources, which mostly are revolving around the government websites and government sources such as reports and all. And for topics like PSUs and all, again you have to refer to sources from the internet, because the sources which are available in a textbook format, they become obsolete after some point of time, because UPSC are these days asking questions which are mostly related to the current happenings. Even in paper 1, the questions which you see might seem to be theoretical, but they are asked out of some context which has been happening in the overall Indian public administration. So if you have to refer to one particular book, it can be Mohit Bhattacharya. Most of the students of public administration refer to that. I referred to Mohit Bhattacharya only in my second attempt at mains. In my previous attempt, I referred only to the Vajiram class notes, and in a way, I used to think that it was sufficient, and it was to an extent. But the most important thing that I found lacking, or that I found a scope of improvement in, was my way of presentation of writing. In my earlier attempt, I scored 230 marks, and I used to think that I have covered all the topics of both the papers. Why was I not able to score a higher range of marks? Because in that year the highest marks were 330 plus, and there were many people who scored more than 300 marks, but I was way below the average score of public administration. So I found that my way of presentation of public administration was more or less similar to my GS answers, which is not expected out of you in an optional paper, in any of the optional papers. There is a particular demand of every optional paper, and you have to fulfill that demand. So if we talk about the short answer questions, we have to give a brief context of that question, then we have to write the body part, then we can conclude it in whatever manner is demanded by the question. But in the long answers, we have to talk about thinkers, we have to talk about their key ideas, we have to link those thinkers to other thinkers. For example, in 2017 there was a question on Weber and Riggs, and we had to compare and talk about both these thinkers. So if we do not prepare in a manner where we correlate the thinkers, or where we correlate the theories and compare these theories, then we might not be able to answer in a very effective manner. We will take a lot of time and space in answering that. But this year I managed to draw a table in that question. I managed to use a schematic diagram in how their ideas evolved. So that was a better way of presenting rather than writing entirely in a prose form. So this was one thing that I did between the 2016 and 17 exam. Another thing as far as paper 1 is concerned is at the preparation stage, you have to keep a note or a diary of key ideas or key quotes of all the thinkers. Say for example, if we talk about the classical thinkers, then for Taylor we can maintain a list of his techniques and his principles. For Gulick and Arvik or for Henry Fayol, we can maintain a list of their principles. We do not need to have entire notes at the time of revision. We can refer only to a short or a small diary where we can just turn the pages and revise it in a day or two. Because public administration is such a subject where the syllabus is very vast, and if you do not make your short notes or revision notes, you will not be able to complete your revision in less than a week. But the time is so less that you have to divide it between the general studies, essay and public administration, that you have to revise it within a span of 2 to 3 days. This year you have an advantage that there is a gap of about 1 week, I believe, between other papers and public administration or the optional paper. So you can revise it in 1 week, go about that in your own way, but still make some notes which will be sufficient to be revised in 1 week. Now if we come to paper 2, paper 2 is not a theoretical paper at all. Even though there are topics like Mughal administration or British legacy, you cannot just go through them and say that you have done your entire syllabus. You have to be very thorough in the current happenings, in the advancements in Indian administration, and for that you have to refer to magazines like Kurukshetra and Yojana. I used to buy Kurukshetra and Yojana in my earlier attempt as well, but I did not go through them. In my last attempt, that is 2017, I used to select some articles both from Yojana and Kurukshetra, relate them to our topics and read only those. That is, you have to do a selective reading of these two magazines, because these articles, analysis, case studies, these add value to your answers in the paper 2. Just like I mentioned about paper 1, there have to be schematics and thinkers, quotes and key ideas. There have to be some case studies, examples from the current happenings in Indian administration in paper 2. Now if we talk about reports and data that we have to use, or committee's recommendations, the best source, as we all know, is the second ARC report, and it is a very must have or a must know thing for public administration optional students. So do not just go through the headings of ARC summary report or the recommendations. Go through at least the summary ARC reports of all the reports which are under the second ARC, so that you can apply whichever has been asked. Say for example, the local self-government recommendations can be used in any answer of local self-government, or the policing recommendations or the police reforms can be used in any question which has been asked around or revolving related to the police reforms or police system. Similarly, you have to use other reports, for example of Niti Aayog, which have been coming within the last 2 years. So using these reports was a key add-on which I missed in my previous attempt in 2016. In 2016, I wrote only about the question. I did not write what could we do in an innovative way as an add-on. That is to write some recommendations or to use some data to substantiate, which we also do for our GS answers. This can be done in our optional public administration as well, and this can be done in an easier manner if we have a habit of reading our newspapers and magazines from the perspective of public administration. If we are reading a newspaper and we read news articles other than editorials as well, so there are certain news about transfers of bureaucrats, there are news about corruption cases, there are case studies about panchayats, positive case studies as well as negative case studies. So we have to use these as per the requirement and as per the demand of the question. So we have to have a mindset of a public administration student at the time of reading newspapers and magazines, if we talk specially about the paper 2. Now if we talk overall about paper 1 and 2, then as I was mentioning, we have to have interlinkages between the two, and these can come only when you do these interlinkages at the time of your revision or at the time of your preparation. You cannot isolate 2-3 months for public administration paper 1 and 2-3 months for paper 2. You have to read both the papers simultaneously. Only then you will be able to inculcate that interlinkages mechanism in your subconscious, and you will be able to do that in the exam without any efforts. And one way of practicing it is definitely to join any test series, or even if you are not able to join test series, just write some papers, take out question papers of previous years of public administration, especially last 2 or 3 years papers, because they have been slightly different as compared to the earlier versions of public administration. And you should not be fearful of public administration as an optional, because if you have chosen it, then you cannot go back and reverse your optional. You have to do whatever you can with this optional itself. You may not be able to score 350 marks in public administration, but you might get more than 300 marks if you follow a structured approach to answering the questions at the time of examination. The preparation is a practice test. The mock tests are a second practice test, but the actual test comes in the examination itself. You have to have your cool, and you have to maintain your calm while writing the paper, because optional is the last one to go about, and it is the most scoring and most deciding factor as far as mains is concerned. So you have to believe in yourself till the end, till you write the last answer of paper 2 of public administration. You cannot lose hope or faith in your abilities. And if we talk about public administration paper 2, then it also gives you an advantage, because you are preparing for civil services. You are becoming you are trying to become a civil servant, and for that you have to have an inclination towards public administration. So that was my inclination as well, that I have to become an administrator. So my optional public administration would help me in that inclination, as well as in answering my answers. So in one way or the other, the public administration optional is not a curse, as some of the candidates might like to call it. It can be a blessing in disguise in the coming years. So have faith in your optional and have faith in yourself. Be prepared to answer whatever questions are asked from whatever area. Be prepared from the from the areas which you do not think can be asked, because the scope of asking is shrinking day by day and year by year, and UPSC is doing some creative thinking and some innovations in the way they are asking the questions. So again, I would say that refer to some previous year questions, prepare your strategy accordingly, and all the best for your public administration optional. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section. I will try to answer them. If you want to share this video with others, if you liked it, then do it. It will be helpful for them as well. And if you like this channel, please like it, please subscribe to it, and share it with others. Thank you.